Good morning. Hi, everyone. My name is Frank Percival. I'm the president and CEO of the Lynnwood Chamber of Commerce, and it is an honor to be your MC today. Thank you, Mayor. Oh, and I'm really excited to welcome you to the 2025 Lynnwood State of the City. Woo! There are very many familiar faces in the audience this morning, and I'm really glad you're all here to join us at this incredible annual event. I want to take a moment to acknowledge some of the dignitaries in the room today. When I call your name, please stand up and remain standing because we want to make you as uncomfortable as possible. All right, here we go. Here come the names. Mayor Christine Frizzell. Councilmember President Nick Coelho. See what I did? Council Vice President Josh Binda. Councilmember Patrick Decker. Councilmember Derica Escamilla. Councilmember George Hurst. Councilmember David Parshall. Municipal Court Judge Valerie Buffew. Former Mayor Tina Roberts Martinez. If there are any other former Lynnwood mayors or council members, please also stand. Federal delegation, from Congressman Rick Larson's office, we have Jessica Corbin and Cameron Caldwell. From Senator Mayor Patty Murray's office, we have Hayden Jenkins. From Senator Maria Cantwell's office, Zach Heffron. Wait a second, isn't he an actor? You don't look like him. Heffron, not Efron. Got it. You're still hot. Other elected officials, Mike Rosen, City of Edmonds Mayor. Kyoko Matsumoto Wright, City of Mountain Lake Terrace Mayor. Cassie Franklin, City of Everett Mayor. Other local community leaders, Dr. Amit Singh, President of Edmonds College. Dr. Lisa Edwards, Superintendent of Verdant Health Commission. Ellen Fritz, CEO of Community Transit. Bob Eastman, Fire Chief of South County Fire. Let's give all of these folks a warm welcome and a round of applause. Thank you all for being here. I don't know about you all, but I love volunteers. There's a special kind of person that's a volunteer. So I want to take this moment to acknowledge some pretty exceptional volunteers. Our Lynnwood Chamber Board of Directors and Ambassadors, please all stand up and take a bow. Come on, Chamber, board members, ambassadors, up. Thank you for your service throughout the year. 2024 was a fantastic year for Lynnwood. Who could forget the Lynnwood Light Rail grand opening on August 30th? I sense from the round of applause many of you were there. Is that true? I skipped a page. So talking about Lynnwood Light Rail, for that one-day event, we built an arts and cultural pavilion, a family fun zone, a Future of Lynnwood pavilion, a nonprofit and public agency fair, a farmer's market, 2 stages with 4 hours of live entertainment on each stage, 24 food trucks, over 200 vendors, and we had over 30,000 people visit us via light rail that day, and we estimate an additional 10,000 plus came to us via bus, car, bicycle, and foot. That was a pretty outstanding event. 2024, but it wasn't just light rail. 2024 saw the launch of our Lynnwood Chamber's Best of Lynnwood campaign. Over 80 Lynnwood businesses, professionals, and nonprofit organizations were nominated by the public in more than 20 categories. Just last week, we handed out awards to 28 of those finalists, which had collectively received over 18,000 votes. And you can pick up this copy of Best of Lynnwood all over town. It has a list of all the finalists and all the Best of Lynnwood winners. Congratulations to all of them. Last September, we held the first ever Lynnwood Community Service and Leadership Awards Gala right here in this building. A black tie event that honored outstanding Lynnwood business, men and women, community leaders, philanthropists, innovators, businesses, and nonprofit organizations. That illustrious gathering also raised over $30,000 for Boys and Girls Clubs of Snohomish County during the Dessert Dash. Simply put, it's an exciting time to live in Linwood. It's worth noting that our community is strengthened by its diversity and collaborative nature. Several events I just mentioned were born of collaborations between our own chamber, the city of Linwood, and countless other businesses and nonprofit organizations. When we come together, there is nothing we can't accomplish. Throughout today's event, we'll look back at some of the highlights and accomplishments from this past year and look ahead towards Linwood's promising future and what's on the horizon. To begin, it's important for us to acknowledge that we are simply stewards of this land. Linwood's beginnings far predate the first farm or market or shop. Our deeper roots come from a sense of community that has existed in our surroundings long before European settlers made their homes here. It is my distinct pleasure to introduce the president of the Snohomish tribe to begin our event with a tribal land blessing. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in welcoming the Honorable Mike Evans.
Tual Gualapu, to all you people, Tual Gualapu, Gualapu da Ishad, you're my friends, my relatives. Wakos Kadam Tidsta, my name is Wakos Kadam. Stohobshchud, I am Snohomish. However, I live in the city of Kent, Eslaslel Chud at the Kent. So I want to, for you to recognize that this is considered Snohomish territory. One of the ways is their houses, and the house we're talking about is a longhouse, and it's along the rivers and the highways that are the highways, the lakes, the salt water. And so it was commerce up and down the rivers, and then from the rivers to the salt water. So the people at the mouth of the river were the strong people because they controlled all of that commerce. And such is the tribe that you know as Snohomish, Stohobsh, and they lived at the mouth of the Snoqualmie River near the town of Snoqualmie, Snohomish. Starts with the letter S, right? Snohomish, and on the Snohomish River in the county of Snohomish. So. And now the mouth of the river is near where Everett is today. So since the mountains were young, the people were here. When the ancient forests were but seedlings, the people were here, the Snohomish people were here. And as long as the water runs from those hills down through the forest out to the sea, the Snohomish people will be here. So I want you to understand that they're here, and they've always been here, and they're still here today. Believe it or not, I wear clothes like you guys do, and have houses like you guys do, and take vehicles to get here just like everybody else. So in some cases, you don't recognize them as being Snohomish. But all those on my left, all those way in the back that are outstanding. You didn't like that? All those on my right, welcome to Snohomish territory. Snohomish territory. And so we're working together. We have an ethnobotanical garden there at the city of, at the park, Gold Park, Stoja Ali. And we've been helping to work there and maintain that, and eventually they'll get a welcome figure that'll be carved, and it'll be presented to the city of Linwood, and hopefully it'll go into that park. So we're continuing to work. So this is a little prayer, and it'll be in the language, and then I'll repeat in English. Asquadidaf chad twalti slache. I am thankful for this day. Asquadidaf chad twalti salijas. I am thankful for this life. As Kodedav Chad Tall Teeds Halit, I'm thankful for my spirit, my soul. As Kodedav Chad Twalti Buckstab, I am thankful for all things. Koibi Tid Hutch, fix your mind, your thoughts. Koibi Tid Sokwab, fix your body. Koibi Tid Sali, fix your spirit. Hu you chuff es Dutcho, you make them as one. Chadasas obialef all T Saligis, and you will be well in this life. Lo masista, so be it, which is amen. Thank you.
Thank you, Mike. That was beautiful. For those of you standing in the back, there are seats over here, right here in front, a few over here. If you want to come and take a seat, please join us by sitting down. All right. And now, to provide some opening remarks, please join me in welcoming the guy who put the NIC nice in Nick, Council Member, I know that was a stretch, right? Council Member President Nick Coelho.
A lot of dad jokes tonight. Hi, everyone. That's me. My name is Nick Coelho. I am the council president for this year, and I am guilty. I'm guilty of talking about this city a lot. But oftentimes I feel like when we bring up our little big city, we talk about it in terms of its growth, its density, its diversity. And yeah, that's all true. But I think it misses something big. This city is just bursting with energy. Like, all right, how many of you were at last August's light rail opening and the night market? Can I just get a show of hands real quick? Quite a few of you. You all remember that feeling, right? The buzz, the excitement, that feeling of belonging to something much, much bigger than yourself? Well, I hate to break it to you, but that was just you. And that was me. That was us. That was Linwood. Showing up, coming together, and making something special on our own terms and on our own turf. And that energy, it's everywhere. You don't even have to go searching for it. You just have to scratch the surface. If you drive up Highway 99, you're going to pass Tawa, where until 2 a.m., you will see crowds eating some of the best Korean fried chicken in the area. You'll hear live music playing at Peace of Mind Brewing next door, and across the street, you'll smell the seafood of Rinconcito Peruano, one of the best Peruvian restaurants in the Puget Sound. In Linwood's Perrinville, there are lines out the door at the renowned Cottage Bakery, families laughing over high tea and cucumber sandwiches at Mel and Mia's, and raucous pinball tournaments at Nunchuck's Brewery. All along Linwood, we have pockets of energy in our lowly strip malls, each full of local entrepreneurs waiting for their big break. The one my business is located in has a French-Asian fusion bakery called Café Rila, whose flat croissants went viral on TikTok this past year. And next door to them, there's a veteran-owned designer donut shop, Zuri's, whose sriracha donuts and vegan pastries can be found at Sounders games. And when popular YouTuber Mike Chin, with nearly 2 million subscribers, started his food tour of the top 5 cheap eats in Seattle, where do you think he ended up? If you guessed Ye's Vietnamese sandwiches right down the street from Edmonds College, but allegedly in Seattle, you guessed right. He didn't even mention our city's name. It was kind of abuse. But thankfully, we know. And it's just another example of how this town is ready for its moment. Okay, that was a lot of food talk. You can sue me. I love food. But the bigger point is that thriving local entrepreneurs are the heartbeat of an up-and-coming community. Every one of those places I mentioned is owned and operated by a local, pouring their passion and their pride and their enterprises. And their neighbors, for what it's worth, love it. Which makes it wild then to stumble onto the Linwood Reddit page, which is still titled to this day, Linwood, a place with them all. Really? All I can say is that it won't be that for much longer, and that Linwood's bubbling energy is being reflected in its current city council. This group of electeds recognize that improving the town we love is a team effort, and this council is active with an Avengers-style capital A. This year alone, each of us is working on meaningful projects that serve to grow our city's pride. Going back to the light rail night market, I'm working with our city's legendary Fred Wong, city staff, volunteers in our arts commission, and hopefully other partners like the Linwood Chamber to bring about a summer market at the station in the next year or so. It's been a long time coming, but we are finally giving our local startups and entrepreneurs a space and place to shine. I would say please give Fred Wong and his team a round of applause. He's in LA, but we can do it in his absence, right? This is fun. I get used to this. Now, would my council colleagues please stand up and be recognized for a moment? First up, come on. First up, David. David Parshall. We're standing in the middle of a project he is shepherding along the district. And why wouldn't he be excited? This is going to transform into a creative district, an indoor, outdoor concert hall, affordable housing, a green promenade lined with local businesses. In Linwood, people generally think I'm making it up when I describe it to them. I'm not joking. And they flip out when they start seeing the mock-ups, which I'm told is usually a good sign. David, keep up the good work. I would say, where is Council Member Derica Escamilla and my Vice President Josh? But you guys are right here. Can you stand up for a sec? With so many of our city's issues wrapped up in our youth, from gang violence to workforce training, we owe a huge debt to them for elevating our young people's voices with Linwood's first Youth Council, legitimately including them in our city's government. They've just begun their first meetings, right? Yeah? And we should all be cheering them on from the sidelines, but we can do it right in front of them right now. All right, where's George? Where are you, George? There he is. Yeah. George is the relentless champion for our residents at risk of displacement, and I think that's really important to talk about. While I get goosebumps talking about growth, he's out making sure that we aren't simultaneously pushing out our very own people. Whether in Olympia or at City Hall, George is working nonstop to find legislative solutions for folks like those in manufactured home communities, because he knows that our future is brightest when it includes everyone. Thank you, George. Now, all that's great, but without the trust of the public, none of this work matters. So I want to give a huge thank you to our mayor, Christine Frizzell, for working with our council to enhance public trust and accountability in our city government. She's teaming up with Councilmember Patrick Decker, who's on a business trip in Asia right now, to implement systematic efficiency studies across our city departments. These two are so detail-oriented that I know our residents can rest easy knowing this effort is in good hands. So one last time, please give a round of applause for these incredible public servants and lay it on thick. Because let's be real, we're politicians. Peer pressure makes us better at our jobs. Thank you very much, and enjoy the rest of the State of the City.
Thank you again, Council President Nick. Nice, Nick. That's going to stick. You watch. It's going to stick. All right. We really appreciate your leadership and the tireless work of our entire City Council. You guys are really helping to drive our community and help us to all thrive. And now, the moment we've all been waiting for. I know I have. I've had the pleasure of getting to know Mayor Christine Frizzell pretty well over the past 13 months. We've cut a lot of ribbons together. We've handed out a couple of awards together. We've met a lot of folks who chose Linwood in which to invest their time and their resources. Her passion for our community is rooted in her compassion for people. Her definition of city centers on her belief in diversity. She envisions our community as a place where all are welcome. These are just a few of the many, many traits I absolutely respect and admire in her. Today, she'll be joined on stage by two other pretty impressive women, Olympia Edwards, founder and CEO of Project Girl Mentoring Program, and Marianne Dillon, Vice President of Programs for the YWCA. Please join me in welcoming these three incredible leaders to the stage.
Wow. Good morning. Thank you for joining us this morning for the 2025 State of the City. Thank you to Council President Nick Coelho. Nick is a bundle of energy, and we appreciate him and his passions on behalf of the City Council. And thank you to the council members that have been already introduced to you and are able to be here today. In Linwood, there are three branches of government: the city administration, the municipal court. Where did our judge end up? Oh, way back there. It's good to have the court here this morning, and the city council. And each of us is serving our community members uniquely and effectively, something we each take seriously, and it's my honor to work alongside each of you. I want to thank the Honorable Mike Evans of the Snohomish Tribe for gracing us here today. Long before the city of Linwood was incorporated, as Mike has said, this area was home to different people, to the Coast Salish people. We want you to know that we value your partnership and are dedicated to respecting and lifting up Native voices. Thank you. You've already been introduced to the next group of people, our elected officials and their representatives here in our state, in Olympia, and also in the other Washington. The work that they do and the decisions that they make at the state and federal level are more important than ever before. Thank you for your continued advocacy, on behalf of our community and its members. Now, how about Frank? You left us. Round of applause for Frank. He does such a great job embracing our city. Frank's work at the local chamber, the Linwood Chamber of Commerce, empowers our expanding local economy. If you own a business of any size in Linwood, be sure you connect with Frank and his powerful team. I would especially like to thank our amazing City of Linwood employees. When people ask me what the best part of my job is, it's the employees. It's the employees I get to work with. Our employees and our department directors took time out of their busy work schedules to be with us today. Your dedication to serving our community members is incredible, and I am thankful to work with each of you. Thank you as well to the Linwood Events Center, Janet Pope, and the district for hosting us in this lovely place. On to my speech. Every year, I reflect on the past year, and I choose a word to focus on for the next 365 days. If you were here last year, you know that word was thrive. All right, it stuck with a few people. I worked to make that more than a word, to make it actionable throughout the year. And this year, I'm expanding on thrive, and with that, my word for 2025 is purpose. I want to focus us today on how we have been a people of purpose in the past, in the present, and will be into the future of our city. Without purpose, without intention, we are aimless. When a city lacks purpose, the entire community suffers. As a city, our number one purpose is to serve our community members. We do this day in and day out, 24 hours a day. Our employees are proud public servants who use their talents and draw from their years of experience and expertise to make decisions and take action to ensure that Linwood thrives. To do this, we frame our work through the lens of our strategic priorities and core values that call us to be inclusive, collaborative, accountable, and innovative. This is what makes Linwood a city of purpose. Throughout Linwood, our community members are using their purpose to encourage and inspire remarkable change. One of those individuals is Olympia Edwards. Olympia is the CEO of Project Girl Mentoring Program. Olympia is a community builder who exudes passion and a true heart for fostering the advancement of young women of color to make positive life choices and maximize their true and authentic potential. I've invited Olympia to join me this morning to share with us the importance of youth mentorship, what purpose means to her, and to impart on us what we can do to empower the next generation of leaders and community caretakers. Please join me in welcoming Olympia to the podium.
Hello. First of all, I want to say thank you to Ms. Mayor Frizzell for inviting me. I appreciate you acknowledging us. It's an honor to really be here in front of you all and stand before a city that is actively working towards a future where all young women feel empowered, supported, and seen. Leadership like Ms. Frizzell makes a difference in ensuring that our communities remain a place of opportunity, growth, and equality. I also want to acknowledge each of you leaders, educators, parents, and advocates who are here today because you believe in the power of community. Your presence is a testimony to the ideal that change doesn't happen in isolation. It happens together, and it happens when we show up and invest in a generation that we build pathways for. Now let me share something personal with you. Speaking all to you today is a moment I thought I would never happen before because I actually failed public speaking twice in college. I remember that day clearly. I stood in front of my peers, very much a smaller class size than this, overwhelmed with my nerves, stumbling over my words, feeling like I just wasn't good enough. I walked away from that experience convinced that public speaking wasn't for me and that it wasn't meant for me to be a leader in my community or to even use my voice in public spaces. But what I didn't realize then was that failure wasn't the end of my story. It was actually the beginning of my purpose. And that failure didn't define me. Instead, it redirected me. It showed me that passion wasn't about perfect speeches. It wasn't about perfect, polished delivery. It was about growing up as a person and using my own skill set. It was about using my voice to uplift others, to create a space where young women, especially young women of color, felt seen, they felt heard, they felt valued. And that is what brought me here today. Not perfection, but purpose. Not a failure, a fear of failure, but a commitment to showing up anyway. And for the young women in our community who need to see that this is possible, when they push past all their doubt, when they lean into who they're meant to be, this is why this theme on purpose is so personal to me. Because empowerment isn't just about something that we talk about. It is something that we intend to live out every single day with purpose. So when we talk about empowering young women, we're not just talking about giving them confidence. We're talking about equipping them with real opportunities. We're talking about ensuring them that they have access to quality education, leadership development, financial literacy, mental health support, and a strong community that believes in them. And let's be real, many young women, especially those in living in Snohomish County and communities of color, don't always have those access to those opportunities. There are systematic barriers that make it harder for them to see their own potential. And this is why we have to be intentional about breaking down these barriers and creating a culture of belonging. One thing I know for sure is that no one thrives alone. Think about a time in your own life when someone helped you, when someone mentored you, when someone opened a door for you. Maybe it was your teacher who saw your potential before you even did. Maybe it was your boss who gave you your first leadership opportunity. Maybe it was your mentor who reminded you that your voice actually really did matter. Now imagine if every young woman, every young person had that same type of consistent support. Imagine the accomplishments possible if we created a network of strong, empowered women. And better yet, strong, empowered people. That's the strength of community. And that's the power of showing up for each other. And it's the foundation of the work that we're doing here, right here in Linwood and in Snohomish County all together. And this is exactly what we do at Project Girl. We create spaces for young women of color to step into their confidence, break barriers, and connect with mentors who see their potential even when they don't see it themselves yet. We don't just talk about mentorship. We don't just talk about empowerment. We actually live it throughout the whole time. Through our partnerships with local leaders and organizations serving communities of color, we are expanding opportunities and providing them access to clear pathways, educational resources, and mental health support. We are ensuring that no young woman is left behind. We also want to make sure that they are seen and heard and given the necessary tools to navigate spaces that weren't designed for them. Because representation matters, access matters, equality matters. And when we invest in young women, we're invested in the future of our entire community. But here's the thing, this work isn't just about one organization, one school, one person, it's about all of us. We need more mentorship programs. We need more career building opportunities. We need more community involvement. And that means we all have a role to play. Wherever you're a business owner, an educator, a community leader, or a parent, ask yourself, how am I actively helping to empower the next generation? So here's my call to action for you. I'm asking for each of you to be intentional about creating opportunities for young people to succeed. Wherever it's through advocacy, education, or simply showing up, your involvement matters. Imagine a world where every young person, regardless of their background, has the tools, confidence, and support necessary to be up here on this stage. In Linwood, we can do this. Because when we empower young women and young people, we don't just give them a chance to change their lives, we give them a chance to change Linwood for the better, to change Snohomish County for the better. And when we do that, we encourage the world. I want to take a moment to pause and have the staff of Project Girl to stand up, because these are the leaders who are changing the community. You see them out in events. You see them out in events, and they're doing the work behind the scenes. And a lot of times people see me, but they don't get to see the people who stay up late, who taking kids home at 7 or 8 o'clock at nighttime to make sure they're safe. These are the people, these are the women who are on purpose and doing the job. Thank you again for Mayor Frizzell for inviting me.
Thank you so much, Olympia, for your message, reminding us of the power of showing up. It's good to sit at home and think about all the things we could do or be busy doing things and say, if I only had 5 minutes, if I only had 10 minutes, if I only. But just show up. That means a lot to a lot of people. So thank you for all that you do in our community and the way that you're intentional about it. Yes, purpose is what brought us here today. Linwood has thrived for the past 66 years because it purposefully planned for the future. Last year, we witnessed much of the planning come into view. I want to take some time to highlight some of the projects that were completed in 2024. Some of those projects have already been talked about by people at this podium, but we're going to talk about some of them again. So, the biggest game changer for us, the project that took the longest, it seemed like it might never happen. Who has been on light rail? Woohoo! Okay, so maybe the question is, who is not? I've got a few hands up. All right. It's hard to believe that the Linwood City Center station opened just 6 months ago. Is that right, Eric? Just 6 months ago. It was incredible to celebrate the opening of this vital mode of transportation last year with so many of you and have this celebration roll on into the evening with one of the largest parties this city has ever seen. Thank you, Frank, for co-hosting the event along with Brock Howell of Snowtrack. It's not going to be forgotten anytime soon. Since then, tens of thousands of riders have taken light rail to commute to work, to attend a class at the UW, or to come this way and attend a class at Edmonds College, shop at Pike Place Market, or that wonderful mall that is in Linwood called Alderwood Mall, cheer on their favorite team at a game. Go Mariners! Go Mariners! Okay, thank you. I'm a big baseball fan. Okay, go Seahawks. Don't want to leave anybody out. Or that have taken light rail to attend a band, at a concert, catch a flight, visit family, and oh, so many other trips. The possibilities still feel endless. Linwood Light Rail didn't just happen. It was planned for decades. Projects of this magnitude take time to build and come together, as you know. The Linwood Link extension required thousands upon thousands of hours and effort to ensure it would serve our community now and long into the future. So many in this room and in our community were instrumental in making this project a reality. As your mayor, I also serve as a Sound Transit board member, a community transit board vice chair, and a long-time Linwood community member. I want to extend my deepest and sincerest gratitude to our employees once again, our many partner organizations, and the numerous union laborers who work tirelessly to keep this project moving, and our community members. Thank you for your patience, your resilience, as this dream became a reality. And we're not finished with light rail yet. You know where it stops right now? We're already in so many meetings, and I have been since I've been your mayor, that while our teams were working closely with our partners at Sound Transit and Community Transit for the opening of the Linwood extension, we have continued collaborating with our partners. We are mapping out the next couple of decades as we look north for ST3, connecting light rail to Alderwood Mall and to Cassie City of Everett. Woohoo! And all places north and all places east and west of Everett as well. There is a project, this is a project we are purposefully planning for and that we won't see for another 15 to 20 years. Creating and expanding our city center is another monumental project that began many years ago. We've been told for many years that we don't have a city center. And 30 years ago, some very wonderful people, more than 200 community members came together with the community leaders at that time. And they made some plans. As you know, Linwood and the Puget Sound region are changing before our eyes. With great potential comes challenges and important decisions. It's not hyperbole to say that this decade is one of the most critical periods in Linwood's history. So much that has been planned on paper and just was a vision in the minds of community members is now coming into sharp focus. Other projects like the rebuilding of 36th Avenue, the redevelopment of 196th Street. How many love that? That's great. Huge park and trail improvements around our Scriber Lake, multifamily housing being built in the city center area and around Alderwood Mall is happening right in front of us and yet has been planned for decades. A huge thanks to community members and city leaders who saw the vision of what Linwood would become and acted on it decades ago. Our city has led the way in shepherding this regional growth. Since the 1990s, our community has had the shared goal of becoming a regional model of what transit-oriented development can and will look like, not only in Linwood, but throughout Snohomish, King, and Pierce counties. Our comprehensive plan, if you've been listening to council meetings over the last 6 months or a year, you've heard a lot about it. It's been a huge project that has been years in the making. Linwood's expanding growth doesn't happen without an intentional path forward. It requires structure, a vision, a purpose, and a whole lot of work. In early 2025, after 3 years of community outreach, research, and presentations, Linwood has adopted our Imagine Linwood Comprehensive Plan. The plan was updated from one in 2015 and provides a 20-year strategy for growth, infrastructure, and services with a vision for the community through 2024. It includes 8 very important elements: environment, land use and community design, housing, transportation, capital facilities and utilities, economic development, community health and public safety, and not to miss out, parks, recreation, and open spaces. That's what Linwood is on paper. This is the plan that will guide those decisions for a long time to come. Extensive community engagement and consideration of state and regional policies shaped each element of the plan's goals and policies. More information about this plan can be found on Linwood's website, and it weighs in at just under 250 pages if you want to print it off like I did. Beautiful pictures. It's extremely readable, but for those who wish to get their own copy, you can download that. It's been a heavy lift over multiple years, and I want to thank our dedicated staff at Development and Business Services. Could I ask them to just stand up for a moment if you're part of the DBS crew? Each of them have been vital in preparing, researching, implementing new laws, new structure that comes to us from the EPA, out of Olympia, all of the various decisions that are made outside of our city. And they presented it to council chapter by chapter by chapter, working tirelessly to make it a resounding success. Let me grab a drink of water. Another major city project nearing completion, so close, is the renovation and expansion of our Civic Justice Center to our new reimagined Community Justice Center. The new CJC includes a police department, a state-of-the-art misdemeanor jail facility, and an expanded municipal court. The police and jail portion opened last fall, and the court renovation is really close to being completed. This project strives to provide a safe and supportive environment for justice-involved community members with the goal of breaking the cycle of reoffending. This new building facilitates the addition of enhanced medical services, social services, and community partnerships to improve the care and access to resources for those under our custody and care. This will provide an environment of evidence-based healing and rehabilitation. Next to the police department and jail is our new Linwood Crisis Care Center, a separate but co-located crisis stabilization facility constructed by the city and, get this, fully funded, out of the door, fully funded from the county and the state. It has been recognized that there is a need for a crisis care center all throughout our state, and we were able to bring one on board. And this facility is a short-term mental health and substance use crisis stabilization center. It will serve a deep need in our region as a crisis alternative available to community members in need, be a door that community members can walk in, bring a family member, as well as, I lost my space here. It will serve a deep need in our region as a crisis alternative available to community members in need and as an alternative to emergency rooms or jail. Unfortunately, I have some sad news to report about it. At this time, the building sits vacant, unable to fill the desperate need in our community. The provider who had agreed to operate the facility determined late last year, when we were really close to bringing it online, that they could not financially operate the crisis stabilization model due to funding and insurance reimbursement challenges at the state and federal levels. But hope is on the horizon because we don't just take a no and sit down. We continue to fight for what we believe this community wants and needs. We have some of our region's most dedicated and knowledgeable individuals working to find solutions, and I want to give a special and heartfelt thank you to Representative Lauren Davis, who is advocating for new bills as we speak in Olympia to help address these issues for mental health and crisis stabilization statewide. A regular project that consumes much time, don't tell staff this, but it's kind of like my favorite. The end product is my favorite. Let's just say that, okay? The end project is my favorite, and that's our biennial budget. Our budget is always in the forefront of our decision-making. Major decisions, minor decisions don't get made without thinking, have we got approval? Have we provided resources? We have had budget-minded people in leadership for many years who have made good choices to enable us to be a city with sound finances. In 2024, Council adopted the 2025-2026 budget that will guide our finances for the next 2 years. This budget ensures that our city continues to thrive, creating the future Linwood our community members want to see without losing any of the vital services our city already provides. The adopted budget encompasses the effects of inflation, the overall cost of operating a city, including increased fees for services, liability insurance, and addressing the substantial growth of the community that we have envisioned and planned for many years. It responds to the needs of hiring additional employees to address public safety concerns, maintaining and improving critical infrastructure, employee benefits, as well as wage increases from collective bargaining agreements. As I've mentioned, budgetary decisions are never taken lightly, and it is my responsibility to ensure that we are being fiscally responsible with our tax dollars. As your mayor and someone who's been in the accounting industry for more than 40 years, and I got that way because a teacher encouraged me, mentored me into the role of accounting. I like that about what you were saying. We can all be mentors to somebody else. Sorry, off script. As a city, we are stewards of your fund, and we work hard to ensure that they are optimized and utilized appropriately. We are audited by the State Auditor's Office every year. and we have received the Government Finance Officers Association Award for Excellence since 2017. And our Standard & Poor's rating is AA+, second from the highest. The financial health of our city is vital. We will continue to keep you informed and will remain transparent throughout this biennium and beyond. And now we look forward to 2025. This year, our purpose is to serve our community is clearer and more intentional than ever. The city's administration and employees are focused on the safety and satisfaction of the community we serve, and that is my focal point for 2025. On the top of the list, when we talk to community members about what is important to them, the answer we receive is public safety. The safety of our community members is paramount. On a sad note, over the past 8 months, our community has experienced the tragic loss of 3 teenagers due to acts of senseless violence. I grieve for their families as they try to come to grips with the loss of their children. No one should have to go through this sorrow. The journey ahead for all who knew the teens will continue to be difficult. As a city, our departments are working together with our partnering agencies to address the presence of gang activity and violence throughout South Snohomish County and beyond. These partners include community-based organizations who are experiencing these tragedies hand in hand with the families. One such tragedy happened on New Year's Eve when a young man was shot and killed near the Somerset Village Apartments, an affordable permanent housing complex owned by the YWCA. In the days following this tragedy, members of our police department, Support 7, city administration, and I met with members of the Somerset Village community. Our goal was to listen to their concerns, grieve with them, and work together to start a fresh path forward. Marianne Dillon is the Vice President of Programs for the YWCA. She has served on our city's Human Services Commission and is a tremendous advocate for the vulnerable and underserved community members. I've invited her to join me this morning to speak about the importance of nurturing a community of care and support, especially in those dark moments of hurt and loss. Please welcome me in welcoming Marianne to the podium.
Mayor Frizzell, you did not mention the Seattle Reign. Women's soccer. Okay. Well, it's an honor to be here today to talk about the power of community engagement and the importance of partnerships between nonprofit organizations and local city jurisdictions. Yes, my name is Marianne Dillon, and I work for the YWCA of Seattle, King, Snohomish County. And for those of you that aren't familiar with the YWCA, we operate Pathways for Women Emergency Shelter. That was built in 1995, just 2 years before I got there, and 2 affordable permanent housing properties in the city of Linwood. Our mission is to eliminate racism and empower women and ensure all people in the community have the opportunity to thrive. I was a commissioner on the Linwood Human Services Commission for 8 years, and I've had the pleasure and privilege of working with the city of Linwood, many city staff, the Linwood Police Department, Mayor Frizzell, and Chief Langdon for many, many years. We were very young at one point, weren't we? Yeah. What we know is that at the heart of every thriving community lies the collaboration between community members, nonprofit organizations, and local governments committed to serving their people. Nonprofits, with their deep roots in the community, bring specialized knowledge and passion for addressing specific needs. whether it's housing, education, safety, healthcare, or mentoring programs. Local city jurisdictions have the authority and infrastructure to implement sustainable change on a larger scale. And community members like you, who bring a variety of voices, knowledge, diverse experiences, and skills. Together, we can create tailored, well-rounded solutions for any number of issues, and I know this through experience. As Mayor Frizzell mentioned, recently the unimaginable happened. The heartbreaking incident on New Year's Eve, where a young man lost his life, brought our working relationship with the city and those we serve closer together. This shooting outside our apartment complex shook not only our YWCA community, but the entire city. The response from the city was overwhelming, and honestly, we couldn't have asked for better. From the Linwood Police Department to other first responders, to victims advocates and community officers, from Support 7 and the Access Project to other nonprofit organizations and the mayor herself, all coming together to circle the community most directly affected in the time of need and address the trauma they have just experienced. We had a series of community engagement events because we know it's not just about service delivery, it's about listening to the voices of those who were directly affected. Active participation from the residents, from the families, from the children in shaping solutions that affect their lives was critical. We were happy to facilitate the dialogue and to ensure the community's needs were understood and met. Out of this dialogue and in direct partnership with the city and other partners, we have created a number of solutions, activities, and opportunities specifically tailored to the children, teens, and families of Somerset. Our ongoing work will grow as we continue to foster collaboration and strengthen community ties. This is just one example of what can happen when we unite, when we create dynamic partnerships that tackle complex issues. By working together, we leverage each other's strengths and amplify our impact, and Lord knows we need that more than ever. In this ever-evolving landscape, the more we engage, the more we create a sense of belonging, solidarity, and shared responsibility. By harnessing the collective power of us, we can create safer, healthier neighborhoods and build a stronger, more resilient Linwood community. Together, we can make a profound difference, one action at a time. Thank you.
Thank you, Marianne. Thank you for being there in hard times. And we appreciate what you do for our community. We live in a changing and challenging world, and navigating it can be difficult for each of us. We are experiencing, after the recent election, the government landscape at all levels is shifting. Whenever there is a change in leadership, there is likely going to be uncertainty about the future. I can reassure you that Linwood is going to continue to do what we've always done in calm times and in stormy times, and that is to serve our community. In Linwood, we are continually and actively building relationships with our state and federal elected officials as they work on behalf of our city in Olympia and Washington, D.C. Each year during the legislative session, my team and council members engage with our representatives to share insights from our community members. Many of us have been down to Olympia at least once. Some have testified on bills, either in person or via Zoom. Throughout the year, we keep them updated on our project funding needs and other matters that come their way. As strong partners, we also inquire about the issues they are supporting and discuss how we can assist them in moving bills forward. We also now have lobbyists in both the city and the state level that aid our efforts to stay connected with all that is happening that they may affect our community. At the beginning of this year, I started a purpose list, kept adding items to it every couple of days about what I intended, what I, as the mayor, intended that our city needed to be purposeful about. After a few weeks, the list had grown, and when I reviewed it later, I noticed one item was on that list twice. It was that important to me, and that is an emphasis on emergency operations. As a city, we are constantly addressing public safety at all levels. Human-caused or natural disasters can strike at any time, and it's our intent to keep our public and our employees safe. This requires significant planning and preparation so that we are ready when a disaster strikes. While we will continue to work closely with our local and regional emergency management agencies and first responders like 911, South County Fire, and other Snohomish County agencies, internally, our employees will be ramping it up and renewing efforts of preparing for disaster situations utilizing our Emergency Operations Center. The EOC space was created inside the new Community Justice Center and will serve as the nerve center of addressing a multi-day disaster. Many of our employees have already and will continue to attend many levels of FEMA training. FEMA is the national emergency management standard across the country. This unified command approach establishes continuity with our colleagues at partnering agencies and through all levels of government. Thank you to our many employees who are already involved in these emergency operations. Another theme making my purpose list is improving as an organization. What can we do better within each department that make up the working of the city? Are we using our resources to the best of our ability? With these questions in mind, we will be conducting departmental performance studies, as already mentioned by Council President Nick Coelho. This idea evolved while discussing our new budget with Council, and we will be working with them as we contract with third-party companies to examine our processes from the outside, from the inside, looking at our workforce, looking at our output, and identify how we can improve to serve our community better. Continuous process improvements and innovative thinking are essential for optimizing resources, reducing cost, and improving performance across all sectors. By analyzing these processes, these studies will identify bottlenecks, areas of waste, leading to creating more streamlined operations. Performance studies ensure that taxpayers' money is used effectively to improve service delivery. My purpose list gets longer every month, I think, every couple of weeks. A multifaceted goal is staying in touch with our public. A couple people have already talked about listening. We can't assume what people say or what people think. We can't assume how it impacts families and organizations. We need time to sit and listen. I want to tell you a few things that we are purposefully doing to accomplish this. An internal process we will be implementing is re-emphasizing customer service. Do you know customer service when it's good? Do you know customer service when it ain't so good? I know we do. The City of Linwood engages with the community in so many ways, providing services to our community members who comprise the most diverse city in all of Snohomish County. These interactions range from offering classes at our wonderful recreation center, providing permits through our DBS department, inspecting construction projects of all sizes, public works as well as DBS, addressing concerns from community members around public safety. Thank you, Chief Langdon, for your team. Code enforcement, cleaning up our parks. Our parks are so important to us. We have 19. I challenge you to get out this year and see if you can visit each one. They're all a little special. Regardless of the scale of the interaction, our community members anticipate a high level of service when dealing with our community. It is our responsibility not to just meet those expectations, but to exceed them. With the significant growth we are experiencing, these interactions are increasing daily, and we are continuously seeking ways to enhance our service to the community. Taking customer service a little bit deeper. Something simple, but it's become lost in our community. It's become lost through COVID. It's become lost through other causes. We have to treat each other with respect and dignity in an increasingly divided time when we may not agree on some things, or even if we may not agree on a lot of things. We must treat each other and all of our community members the way we would like to be treated, with kindness and dignity. In the city of Linwood, all are welcome is not just a slogan. It means that each person who lives, works, plays, shops, and learns in our city is welcomed, accepted, honored, and belongs. This has not and will not change, period. Purposeful moments between the city and our community members are only successful if we engage with one another and create a dialogue about how we can support each other. This year, we will be purposefully listening in a new way. We want to know how you feel we are doing as a community. It's not about how we feel we're doing, it's about how our community feels that we are doing. Beginning next month, you will start to hear more about the National Community Survey. We have conducted this survey a number of times pre-COVID, and we'll be able to benchmark 2025 data with how the community felt we were doing 5 years ago, 6 years ago, up to 10 years ago. The survey captures opinions on the economy, on mobility, community design, utilities, safety, natural environment, inclusivity, engagement, and a long list of other elements that impact Linwood's overall livability. The results will show us our community's strengths, areas of improvement, and what matters most to you. Our team will also be able to see how we compare to other communities across our state and across our country. There will be a statistical sampling survey as well as more publicly open surveys. We need input from the entire community to make data-driven decisions that will benefit all of our community members. Responses will be anonymous, and personal information will be securely stored. We'll send out more information and expect to share some of those results this summer. Another way of reaching out will be our community open house. The scope of work and resources you've seen on display in the hallway as you came in, and it can feel a little overwhelming, but that's what we do every single day. All the things that are on those tables, the wonderful people who are shepherding those tables, are there because they want to work hard to promote levels of service and support and keep you informed about what's going on in all parts of the city. Last summer, we held our first community open house right here at the Linwood Event Center, and our departments got to share the work that they were doing, the budget process, and how our community members could get involved. It was well attended, but we're anticipating the more that we are out there in our community, the more people want to know what's going on. So we're moving the open house this year to our house. This year's community open house is already scheduled for Wednesday, April 30th from 5 to 7 at City Hall and across our civic campus. We are asking for the same weather that's outside today to show up that day. So mark your calendars and stay tuned for more updates. As Nick talked about, small businesses are such an important part of our community. And that part of the community is very near and dear to my heart. As a self-employed accountant for more than 35 years, I focused on small businesses. Did you know that Linwood is home to over 3,000 businesses? Pretty incredible. A lot of them are small businesses. From home-based businesses to restaurants to professional services, each is essential to the success of our local economy. Individuals have hoped and dreamed and saved for years to provide a product or a service to our community while putting so much of themselves on the line, and they contribute tremendously to our city. Last month, our Development and Business Services Department launched a small business development program, and it is designed to support our local businesses as they grow and succeed. This program is responsible for helping Linwood small businesses connect with resources that will help them grow and thrive. The program offers a variety of technical assistance services, including business development workshops, financial guidance, support for accessing lending options, marketing and promotional support, and networking options. One of those opportunities is in just 2 weeks as we host our first small business workshop on March 10th at 4 o'clock in the afternoon at Linwood Library. It's open to any Linwood business or entrepreneur and will offer the opportunity to connect with many other service providers. Please stop by at one of the DBS tables in the lobby, and they'll give you a card where you can learn more. We love to connect in person with our community. Anybody been here to one of our amazing events like Celebrate? Woo. We've done it 2 years in a row. We're working on our 3rd year. Fair on 44th, where we close down 44th and have a big party. We also host amazing events all summer, including Shakespeare in the Park, Sandlot Cinemas, National Night Out, Meet Me in the Park, and many more. These are some of the highlights of my summer, and I can't wait to see you there. For a list of all of our upcoming city events, please visit our website. We really want our community to be informed. I can't tell you how many times people say, I didn't know about that. When did that happen? The best way that you can be informed is to stay up to date on the latest Linwood news, projects, job openings, upcoming events, and topics that matter to you is with our e-news digital newsletters. You can sign up for those on our website too. And if you want to go further into the inner workings of our city, as I did in 2014, enroll in what we call Linwood University. It's a great way to see and understand how each department in our city runs. Professor Nathan McDonald, right over here, is excited already for this class, which doesn't start until the fall, but he's already pretty psyched about it. In case you missed it in the last 5 minutes or more of this speech, please know we really do want to hear from you. Please email us, call us, make an appointment to sit down and talk with us. Some of our departments, as I've mentioned, are here today with resource tables in the lobby. So as you leave, please pick up a rubber chicken. They make great stress balls when you need them. Pick up some of the information out there. They're staffed by wonderful city employees who are happy to answer your questions. Before I close, I want to say thank you to my team. Those who worked tirelessly to make the State of the City happen. Julie and Nathan, thank you so very much. Thank you to the tech people who are here today, making sure that everything runs well. In closing, I've called Linwood home for most of my life, so I may be a little biased when I say it's the best city anywhere. People from across the world people across the world make this their home to live, work, play, and learn. Linwood is a very special place. I feel incredibly blessed to serve as your mayor. It is an honor and a responsibility I take to heart daily, and I believe that it is truly my purpose to serve you. This morning, we've talked a bit about our purpose as a city. Each of our employees and those who spoke today are here because of the passion they have for this wonderful community. Please consider sharing your purpose. Excuse me, I got ahead of me. And now I want to encourage you, each of you, to reflect on your own purpose. How can you help our city How can you help your city to become a better place for your family and for future generations? These two women have talked about being side by side with some of our young people, and they've got hopes and dreams just like people 30 years, 40 years ago in our city had hopes and dreams. People back then wondered about their purpose. Please consider sharing your purpose with us so we can hear it and work together to pursue the passion and purpose if it involves the city. Thank you all for joining us here today. I love quotes, and I'd like to end with a quote from Ralph Waldo Emerson. He was an author and poet in the 1800s, and this quote is just as relevant today as it was then, if not more so. The purpose of life is not to be happy. It is to be useful, to be honorable, to be compassionate, to have it make a difference that you have lived, and you have lived well. With that, let's go out with purpose and make a difference. Thank you for being here.